I am more than proud, and I forgot to like get rid of my glasses. I'm more than proud, dear Happiness family, Happiness Reloaded family, to celebrate 1 year of Happiness Reloaded.
Yeah.
We start 1 month ahead, which is, we celebrated on 1st of July, and now we start. And my guest today is a very special guest. Cecilia, hello.
Hello.
Here you are. Here we are both.
Good.
Cecilia is a photographer. She founded the group Content Matters almost a year ago. I think we are like same time founders.
Yeah. I think I'm a little bit after you, but yeah, it's about a year now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm so happy to welcome you today in my group, and that you are the first guest of this celebration month. Yay!
Yay. I feel
So
so
for
thank you so much.
everybody who is watching, please ask questions. If you have questions for me or for Cecilia, comment #replay if you're watching this via replay. You can still ask your questions or give us your comments, your thoughts, and I will answer as soon as I see them. And I think we can hop straight into our interview. Cecilia, I prepared some questions, and you know, with all those windows open here, here they are. You founded your group Content Matters, and it's all about content and photography a year ago. And of course, we all are very excited to know, how did you spend the last year? Because it was kind of a weird year for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. First of all, congratulations on being of a year of Happiness Reloaded. It's amazing. Congratulations. And I feel so honored that I'm the first one, and we are kickstarting all the celebrations today. So that's great. Thank you for having me. So I started a year ago with Content Matters, and my idea at the time was I've been always interested in people's stories, and I just wanted to help people tell their stories with amazing visuals, be it video or photography. But I just so that was my idea when I created the group, but I just couldn't bring myself to kind of like, it was an abstract idea and I just couldn't put it into practice. And that created a lot of stress, because my idea when I created the group was to shift my one-to-one photography clients to do it online, because obviously we were in lockdown and we were not allowed anymore to either go to people's offices or for people to come to the studio and be photographed and so on. So I wanted to do something online, but I just couldn't bring it to earth. It was just very difficult, and at one point I just couldn't make the shoe fit, and that created stress, and I felt really overwhelmed, and I ended up not doing anything because I felt so paralyzed because I didn't know which way to go. So it took me a couple of months. I took time off the group because I thought that in my current state, I'm not serving anyone. So I need to regroup myself, and then I will start over, which, by the way, I'm starting next month with the group, with new content and different other things. But yeah, so that basically has been my year. So I sort of like quit the group, and that was really difficult because I spent a lot of time creating it and putting content into it, and as you know, having a Facebook group is a lot of work. So it was a very hard decision for me to say, okay, well, this is actually not working. It's creating a lot of stress for me. So I need to take a step back, regroup, and then make sure that when I go into it again, I'm actually serving the people that are there and new people that are coming. So in the meantime, I started, I don't know if because my mind's I kind of like relaxed after deciding that. So I started helping people with their product photography, because with lockdown, everyone that had brick and mortar stores started selling online on e-commerce platforms, Amazon, Etsy, etc. So I had an influx of people contacting me. It's mostly local people contacting me on through our website saying, "Oh, I have these products. Can I ship them to you? You take the pictures and, just send them to me, and then, we'll take care of the postage of the products back and so on." I thought that's a great idea, and I love doing products. So that's mostly what I've been doing, product photography, which spurred other ideas of what I want to do next. So there I am. That's been me for the past year.
Wow. That wasn't exactly your plan, getting to product photography, right? But I
No.
think it's such a great chance, because everybody went online, of course, with
Yes.
products, with courses, with everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So it came out of, of I think just allowing myself a bit of a breathing space of what I wanted to do, and that kind of like manifested itself. So so it's great. I really enjoy it. I really love it.
Yeah. Now, at this moment, so many questions come up for me, for the product photography as well as for your decision. So would you think that's something you could give people as a present? Tell them, hey, if you're overwhelmed and if it's too much, make a decision, and that doesn't mean it's a decision forever, right? You can come back to your group, you can start fresh. Is that something you would recommend for people to see it this way?
It's difficult to say what works for other people, but for me, I went through a range of emotions. I put so much effort into the group that I didn't want to let it go, because I thought, oh, that's a sign of failure. So I started this with so much gumption, so much energy, and now that mean that I'm a failure because I can't make it work. So that was my first kind of emotion. So I kept plowing into it, and then I thought, this is making me really unhappy. I'm feeling overwhelmed, and because of that, I'm not serving anyone. I'm not serving myself, and certainly not serving people that I really wanted to serve. So I thought, well, what am I doing? And then came the guilt, because I spent time and money on the group, with us, compounded with that sense of failure, and then the guilt of saying, oh, like, why did I waste my time, on that, if that wasn't going to work, and then the last realization was, well, it doesn't have to be forever, because I can reshift and really think what I want to do, and then come back to it with a new sense of purpose. And for me, that was really big. And then the other thing that was really big is that I was going to come back to it without an expectation, because I had so many expectations when I started. I'm going to start this group, and it's going to be awesome, and everyone is going to be happy, and yes, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be so rewarding. But no one tells you, that I think it's part of that instant gratifications that we think we're going to have. And that is never the case. You have to really be patient. And so all of these, came to my mind, and I thought, okay, so I'm going to go into it with no expectations, with detached from the outcome. And so I started doing product photography and actually advertising for product photography without an expectation. If people come, and if they don't, and if we're going to work together, it's going to happen, and if we are not going to work together, then that's okay too. And I got a lot of work. So I thought, well, that's amazing. And because I've been so busy, doing product photography, I haven't really have the time to restart my group. And now I have so much content and so many things that I want to share from these past 6 months that I've been doing product photography, that I think, oh, I need to tell people, right? And yes, they might find it useful. They might not. Some people might leave because that's not the original idea I started the group with. And that's okay. So I would recommend it. It did work for me, taking a step back, but also forgiving yourself and not being hard on yourself because you didn't perhaps achieve what you set out to do, but then you did something else that is making you more happier. So why not? I think it had to happen for me.
Yeah. I think that's so wise, just to say, like you just said, okay, it didn't make me happy, so I had to make a decision, right? And now the group starts over, new, completely, with a new thinking, a new mindset, and you feel like excited, and now it's okay. And if people now from my group get more than interested and want to hop in your group, you will like post your link
Yes.
in the comments afterwards.
Yeah.
And what are they going to expect? So I'm a complete newbie. I've never been to a Facebook group, and now I say, oh, I will join Cecilia's group. What am I going to expect there?
So I have like two things that I'm interested in. One of them is photography. So I love photography, and the other one is video. So I want to combine the two, so you can expect tips and hacks about product photography, mostly because that's what I've been doing. So, you know, how to make your pictures better, or how to do DIY hacks, you know, because in our case, I mean, I couldn't go to my studio to photograph the product. So people had to ship them to my home, and I have to convert the living room into a studio. So I thought I can't possibly be the only person that had to do that during lockdown. So I thought it would be great if I can share with people, you know, okay, you don't have access to a studio, fine, just convert your one room or half a room in your house. You know, as long as you have a window and a white wall, you can do like so many things. Also, you can expect hacks with your mobile phone. You don't have to have expensive equipment. Or if you want to spend money on expensive equipment, then I can tell you exactly what to buy and how to get the results you want. You know, but if you have a mobile phone, that's absolutely fine too. You can get great results with mobile phones as well. And then some editing, hacks as well. And in terms of like video, how to easy edit your videos. If you're putting your content online, a few hacks of how to make your videos look a bit that little bit better, that would make them eye catching and so on. So that's the idea that I'm going to with when I relaunch the.
So cool. I just tried while you were talking to have a look in the group if there are some questions. At the moment, I can't see anyone asking or commenting. So all those who are watching now live, please feel free to comment so we know we are still live, but I think so. That's always like a bit gambling.
Yeah.
But that's so great, because I had twice in the last 2 weeks talks with women who started their own business right now, and they're doing a lot on video.
Yeah.
And they just had questions like camera angle, or how should that picture look like? How much should one see of the person who's talking? And that would be exactly what you're offering, right?
Yeah, I mean, that also talking about, kind of like when you free your mind of like kind of like expectations. A common friend of ours, Inger, she has a friend that is putting all her videos online, and then so she put us in touch, and she said, well, I need an intro and an outro for my videos so they look cohesive, so I can use it in all of them and people will know that that's me. So I said, well, I can do that for you. That's not a problem at all. And so talking to her a little bit more, she said, well, would you be willing to maybe teach me how to like do like basic editing on my videos, so I can do it by myself? And I said, yeah, that's absolutely no problem. I thought it was a great idea. We had like really good rapport between ourselves as well. And that's kind of like how that idea started. And now I have like 3 more clients like that. So they are all, basically small business owners or solopreneurs, and they want to put their videos. So they are more like training videos or infomercials, not infomercial, informative videos, that kind of stuff. So I do the intro and the outros for them. And then they choose some music, and then I teach them how to do, basic, transitions and how to drop slides in, and just to make them just a little bit better. And you don't need to spend hours online trying to figure out how to do those things. If somebody can just show them to you, and honestly, there are so many softwares out there that are so intuitive and so easy to use. And you can learn how to edit like that in an hour. And then what they do is they do their video, and they're like, we then review them together. So I give them tips into, okay, well, maybe here you can put this and there you can put that, and make it a little bit better. And that's how we spend that time, that training time. So yeah, so it's great, and I really enjoy the contact with with people, and then them being really happy because it's like, oh, I did this, and I didn't cry in the process, so that's great.
Oh, lovely. Talking about crying.
Yes.
you
I have a
you
funny
told
story.
me that lately you shed some tears over whiskey,
I know.
and I'm very interested in that story.
I know. Putting it like that, I think I have to clarify what you mean about, crying over whiskey. Just I wasn't drinking it. So yeah, so it's absolutely right. I was telling you this funny story. So we have a client that wanted to ask to photograph their whiskey bottles. So they're very expensive whiskey bottles, and they are sold all over Scotland and abroad, and they are beautiful bottles with this beautiful black label, and the client wanted a dark, moody, sort of like really slick shoot on black background. And my husband is also a photographer, so we were doing it together. And we thought, oh yeah, that would look amazing. Like yeah, we can do it. That's not a problem. So we got the whiskey bottles, and about 3 hours later, we're pulling our hairs out because we couldn't see the label. So the whiskeys has they have like a white label and a black label. We could see the white label perfectly, but the black label was a pain, and we were like, what is happening? But we mastered it. We were able to do it, and the whiskey looks amazing. And it was actually really good to have that challenge, to say, okay, well, things are not always that easy. So, but now that we know how, like we figured out how to do it and how to make it look really, really good. Because they wanted obviously the color of the whiskey coming through as well. So there were like so many elements. That you have to take into consideration. And also it's bottles, so it's reflective surfaces. So you're trying not to show up in the, in the bottle.
You're right.
The lights are okay, but also you don't want like a blob, on top of the bottle where the light is. So you need to make sure that the light looks sleek as well. So it was a great challenge. We really have, apart from the minor crying, we have really good fun doing the photo shoot, and the client was really happy as well. So they are sending us more bottles to photograph. So
yes, you have to send them back.
We do have to send them back. Yeah, they do notice if they are like half full. Yeah, we have to steal them, and they can't steal. Actually, obviously, they can't send them. They can't send them to us open. So unfortunately, we have to send them back. Yes.
I really love that story. And if you want to share the pictures or one of them, please feel free if you're allowed to.
I don't have them in this laptop, but I will put them in the comments so people can see.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's okay for you, because I really love stories like that, as I'm working with video as well for the Bravehearts show. And we often have problems like that.
Yeah.
You're working with not huge wide angle, but kind of wide angle, and then you you want to stretch the room, but you stretch the people as well. Or the light, and that's always it's a big effort. You have to think through, how will this work in this room, or in front of this background, or whatever. That's
I think people get discouraged, like talking to people about product photography, they are like, oh, it's so technical, it's so difficult. And yes, I won't say that it's not technical, because it is, but it doesn't have to be difficult. Mastering a few things, you can have like great pictures, and then doing a little bit on post. People tell me, oh, like, I don't know how to use Photoshop and all these things. And I always say, I'm really lazy. So I always try to get things in camera. So I have, so I can do like minimum post editing.
I
So
get you.
that doesn't have, it can be really simple. It doesn't have to be totally overwhelming, but you just need to make sure that you know a couple of things, especially when lighting. I think that's the main problem that people have.
Yeah.
Master the light. But I
Mhm.
mean, it's a challenge for us as well. It's trial and error. We try like so many different with that whiskey bottle, for example, so many different things until one of them worked. And we're like, okay, well, don't move anything. Let's just like swap the bottles so they all
Yeah.
look the same.
And
So
that feels so amazing, right? If you try so many things and then, yay, that's it.
yeah, that
That's
works.
such an amazing
And sometimes
feeling.
you think that things are gonna work. You're like, oh yeah, this is gonna look amazing. And then you take the pictures, so you're like, no, next. That didn't work at all. Let's try something else. It's a lot of it, like I said, it's trial and error.
Uh-huh. It is. So, of course, you are not only on Facebook when you're working with pictures, right? You're on Instagram as well, so people can follow you.
Yes, so I will drop after the call. I will drop all the my handles. But yes, so I'm spending more time at the moment more time on Instagram than I am on Facebook. But that's going to change when my group is relaunched in a month. So, but yeah, people can follow me on Instagram. I am on LinkedIn as well. I am revamping my profile in LinkedIn. So if you go there to follow me, just be patient. At the moment, there isn't much information, and you are like, oh, well, I'm not really sure what she does. Just bear with me, and I will put more information there as well.
Yeah, it's the same for me. There are so many channels you should
I know.
be up to date, right? Oh,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sometimes I realize that LinkedIn is always the last one. It's always the last in the row.
Yeah. It's
For
important. I
me.
feel like there is a lot of people that I work with that are, especially these ladies that I've been working with on video editing. Most of them are on LinkedIn, which was in a way surprising to me because it's a channel that I don't really pay attention to. And now I'm starting to pay more and more attention to because a lot of people of my clients are actually coming from LinkedIn. So yeah, it used to be the last. Now it's kind of like, okay, Instagram, LinkedIn, and then Facebook.
Okay.
I think because photography and video is such a visual medium that I think Instagram works a little bit better than Facebook, at least for me.
Yeah, that's so true. So I hop back to my last question. Oh my God, time is like
Oh my goodness, yes.
floating. I could talk like till the sun is going down, which would be at your place in 6 hours.
Yeah, probably 11, maybe midnight. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
11:30 is. Well, we're pushing a little bit, but yeah. We have long nights. Long days now in Scotland. We are far north.
Yeah, please tell our audience, where in Scotland do you live?
So I live in the Highlands, and it's in a place called it's a place called Dunkeld. So it's about an hour and a half north of Edinburgh. So
Wow.
yeah, basically the Highlands start where I live, and then obviously they get higher as you go north.
Great.
So it's a beautiful spot of the world here.
It is. How about the midges? Season
Oh, don't
started?
get me started. They love me. They love
Oh
me.
no.
So basically, like half of July and August, I just spend inside because I can't go outside because it's like a storm. So yeah, I it's the one thing that I haven't been able to get used to. I got used to the rain and the long nights in winter and the very long days in summer, but midges is like I can't get used to them. They're horrible.
So not even Avon helps.
No,
When
nothing.
I traveled to Scotland, they all talked about Avon. I've never ever heard about that before.
Yeah, it does work. I mean, it doesn't work that well for me, but if I didn't have it, it would be much worse. So I don't know. It's just like it's like oil, like a moisturizing oil for your skin. I mean, that's all. It's not an actual mosquito or midget repellent, but it's pretty much the only thing that works. I don't know why. But yeah, Scottish people swear by it. Yeah.
It's so great. So what I always ask is, and I love the answers of my guests. First of all, what makes you happy? What does it need to make you happy?
I think helping people realize what they have in their head in terms of like photography or video makes me happy. I mean, that makes me like so immensely happy with, with these ladies that I am teaching them how to edit. When I see their faces, because they were able to edit, a small video, and they were able to do all these titles and these transitions, and they are so happy because, before coming across me, they weren't really sure how to, how to go about doing something like that. And it's like, it's a great feeling. Or, people saying, oh, I love my pictures. I love the pictures you've taken, and they are proudly on my website. And, I have got more sales because of them. That is a great feeling as well. It's, I think it's serving people what makes me happy.
Yeah, that's so great, because I know what you mean when people tell you, oh, you taught me and now I do it myself and it works.
Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
So the last question I have is, do you think you have to be brave to go the way you did, getting self-employed and then like get along with that weird last year we had? Does one have to be brave to like get through situations or times like that?
I think so. Yes. So I think courage does play a part, and there is this is not me saying this. It's from a movie, and I can't remember what movie it is, but somebody saying that the courage is not the absence of fear; it's actually being fearful and having that fear, but doing it anyway. And I always love that, and I wish I can remember which movie was that from. But I think, yes, courage, being brave, and actually having surrounded yourself with like-minded people, I think helps, especially in the moments when, for example, for me, at the beginning of the year, this year was really difficult because I battled some like health issues and so on. And I'm part, as you know, of this group that we get together every Wednesday to say, okay, where we are, what are our next steps, what are we doing? And it was just so important to have that support network, to tell you it's okay, just breathe and then push. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to be courageous, but also surround yourself with people that can give you that little push when you are not too sure of yourself, when you are standing on wobbly kind of like legs and you want to quit. It's good to have that kind of like support network that supports you, obviously, and that give you that little push that you might need, or just give you a hug. It's okay. It's okay if you want to quit, but just make sure that that's what you want to do. Mm-hmm. and it's okay. It's okay to question what you've done and then maybe change course. So yeah.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, I think that's so important, and that's one thing we got taught within the last year, how important sometimes a hug might be, and we were all kind of, are we allowed to do that?
Yes.
In this situation, right? That was strange, but now it's getting better again, and I'm really happy and glad that we get back to normal slowly.
Yeah, so, I think we've been having a lot of like virtual hugs, like
yes,
we did. I mean, you can feel it, but it's still important, even if it's not a physical hug,
Yeah, that's what I think is the lovely point at our mastermind, right? That we are kind of spread it all over Europe, but still there is a connection and the virtual hug.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
That's one point that so many people in this group asked me who did the courses. I do, at the moment, I have 4 courses, 2 like happiness journeys and 2 master classes. And in all those courses, I tell people, join a mastermind, join people who are like-minded, who go the same direction as you do, and who will support each other. That's one of the most important points.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Lovely. Cecilia, thank you so much for being my guest
You're
tonight.
very welcome.
First guest in a celebration month.
Yay.
Yay. And now I use some more words, short, at the end, to say thank you to our audience. If you're watching this via replay, #replay, ask your questions. And if you're interested in the courses, the happiness mindset journeys and masterclasses are courses which always take 1 week. It's 1 video every day and 1 short homework, and takes you not more than half an hour per day. And the first week is in English language too. So if you're interested in it, just let me know. We start our next round on the 21st of June, which will be the longest day and the shortest night. And now, Cecilia, you know what? This is the first live Zoom I do, because I always used StreamYard, and that had connection problems. So sometimes the videos just broke off. And now I don't know how to stop this one.
New challenge.
So I try to find it.
I say goodbye now, just in case if you just cut me off. So goodbye. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Romana.
Bye.
Take care.